It is common to possess an average-looking appearance, but as a K-pop idol in general, and a female idol in particular, this will inadvertently push them into debate filled with disparaging comments and harsh criticism. This is because, in Korea, beauty is one of the top-tier factors in evaluating an idol. Worth mentioning, not all female idols when they first debut are highly appreciated by netizens in terms of visuals, and some even get hate for looking inferior to other members. These female idols are some examples of that. Number 1. Farita Chaikong Baby Monster. YG Entertainment kicked off the new year with a blast by releasing the first look at the soon-to-be debut girl group Baby Monster. In particular, as soon as the introduction video was released, foreign idols, especially the 17-year-old Thailand girl Farita Chaikong, aka Pear, garnered much attention, but for all the bad reasons regarding her less attractive visuals. From this, pre-debut information and images of Farita also started to be uncovered by netizens. Farita is said to have a typical Southeast Asian visual with snuff and butter skin, a bulbous nasal tip, and thick full lips. Despite looking super adorable, Farita's facial features are considered not qualified for a K-pop idol, who is expected to possess perfect visuals with porcelain skin, a super small nose, and heart-shaped lips. Farita, in fact, looks more mature than her real age. It is undeniable that Farita has a high fashion vibe and chic aura, due to having trained as a model from an early age. Her figure also really looks easy on the eyes, yet because she looks somewhat more mature than her real age, people often say she's too mediocre compared to other youthful beauties of Gen 4. And her alleged average-looking visuals cannot leave any impression on netizens. Moreover, many also commented that Thai beauty in fact is not Koreans' cup of tea, since their concept of beauty is different from that of most of the world. Therefore, it seems to be getting harder and more challenging for a 17-year-old girl like Farita to gain popularity in Korea. Over time, the negative comments about Farita's visual have ceased, but instead of being left alone, she got caught up in plastic surgery accusations as Farita's face in the introduction video was somewhat different from that in her pre-debut photos. Netizens paid attention to parts of her nose and chin, and realized that her nose is becoming higher and slimmer. Her face shape also looks pointier than before with a V-line chin, which is now in line with Korean beauty standards. However, fans said that even if Farita having undergone plastic surgery is true, then it would come as no surprise as plastic surgery is no longer a strange thing in Korea, and netizens should stop acting like having something done on the face is a sin. Not to mention that Farita is an idol who has to pay attention to her appearance when appearing in front of the crowd. What's more, many defend that the old pictures were of her from many years ago, and maybe at that time, she hadn't yet been on the onset of puberty. And now, when she finished puberty plus following a stringent diet and exercise, the fact that she's getting more and more beautiful is nothing surprising. Number 2. Hey, New Jeans. 2022 has definitely been the year of new jeans as they have taken the K-pop industry by storm and wowed fans with their outstanding visuals. However, there is one sole member that is unpopular to netizens regarding her visual, Hain. In fact, K-netizens said that her visuals are so unique and strange that it makes it difficult for others to absorb. In particular, Hain has a rather long and big face, which is totally different from what it should be according to Korean beauty standards. What's more, her wide mouth and thick lips exude the mature and rebellious aura of Western stars, while Koreans' taste are gentle and elegant girls with small mouths and heart-shaped lips. Even though Hain still has some features that match the Korean beauty standards like big doe eyes with sharp double eyelids, many said that it looks as if she always tried to open them as wide as possible, making them feel kinda uncanny and creating an impression that she always frowns. Even worse, Hain's unsuitable makeup and cumbersome hairstyle made her fail to embellish her beauty. However, fans claim that Hain in fact doesn't fit the Korean beauty standards or the visual type that K-pop fans like. But she really possesses all the beauty traits that every Western girl wants to have. Moreover, Hain is also the only one in the group who has a girl crush vibe, so sometimes she seems not in line with other members whose visual fall to the cute end of the spectrum. For fans, Haein's beauty is not universal but very unique, not overlapping with anyone in the Korean entertainment industry. Most recently, netizens couldn't stop praising the female idol's elegant and model-esque visuals when she participated in the Diesel pop-up event. With a supermodel-like appearance and style, Haein will definitely make it big in the fashion field, following the footsteps of many successful names like Jennie, Jisoo, or Wonyoung. Number 3. Chaeryeong ITZY. Right after her debut with ITZY, Chaeryeong received countless offensive comments on her allegedly unattractive visual. While other members drew praise for their flawless, unique visual, things were totally different for Chaeryeong, as netizens seemed to never stop using many harsh words to describe her appearance, saying that she has no traits that could meet the beauty standard of an idol. Some netizens also claim that she is the visual whole of ITZY, when her beauty falls far from behind compared to the rest, and stated that it would be better if ITZY has a 4-member lineup. And the one who should leave is Chaeryeong because her face obviously reduces the overall beauty of the group. Suffering from these malicious comments has created a really negative effect on her, as well as she always stressed about her appearance. Chaeryeong once shared on No Prepare that she used to be really confident with her face back in her primary school time, but that feeling gradually disappeared when she debuted as a K-pop idol. Toxic comments thrown at Chaeryeong are so many that even her mother couldn't stand it, and resorted to speaking up with words from the bottom of her heart to K-pop fans, hoping that they would stop face-shaming her daughter because the value and beauty of a girl are not only placed in her appearance. Not only that, fans also stand up to protect the female idol, asking netizens to halt their childish actions, since them finding her not attractive doesn't mean other people do too, and it also doesn't mean she's ugly. If her visual doesn't suit their taste, all they need to do is to ignore her instead of criticizing her all the time. What's more, fans hope that netizens wouldn't prioritize appearance over other things, because visuals only can't tell anything about a person, and being an idol is not just about having an appealing face. Number 4. Suwon (G)I-DLE. When participating in Produce 101 Season 3, though having outstanding rapping skills, Suwon wasn't approved to go further out of the blue because her visual was said to be not enough to be an idol. What's worse, the female idol was even titled the ugliest candidate in Produce 101 history. After debuting with (G)I-DLE, Suwon's visual is still a huge barrier to the female idol, making her become the center of criticism. Though netizens all gave Suwon's talent recognition, they still pointed out all the defects on her face, and claimed that she is too ugly to be a female idol. For example, poor Suwon was often commented to have angular facial lines, single eyelids, a big nose, as well as terrible makeup and dated hairstyle. Some even frankly stated that it's the fact that if Suwon makes it to (G)I-DLE, then everyone could be an idol easily. They also believe that even if she could debut, she would soon flop due to her under-average appearance. However, since her debut with (G)I-DLE, Suwon never stops taking care of her appearance, and has had a dramatic change in terms of hair, makeup, and fashion style, turning her flaws into advantages. For example, her slightly slanted monolid eyes, which were once considered a minus, are now the highlight of every (G)I-DLE MV because of their sharpness and charm. What is also worth mentioning is that Suwon also had a makeover with her aura, making netizens can't take their eyes off of her, especially her top-notch eye interaction when performing, giving off a really sexy and swag vibe. Needless to say, Suwon's current appearance is no less than that of the supposedly prettiest members of the group, Shuhwa and Neon. So, do you think these female idols are really unattractive as netizens claim? Or are some people just imposing their ridiculous beauty standards on these girls?